Welcome back. Little something different today. Decided to actually do something on the computer for a couple reasons. One, because I want to try it and see how it's going to come out. And two, I don't have my lapel mic, and that's just easier when I have that microphone to do the stuff on the desk, whereas doing the stuff on the computer is just voiceover work, so I can just sit in front of a microphone, no big deal. But what I wanted to do in this particular episode is first just update you guys on a few things. And second of all, I want to do a little mini episode to show how I actually do some editing and stuff, just basically how I YouTube. And if it's interesting to people and people want to know more about it, I can do a fuller length episode on it. And I'll actually put a poll at the end of this episode on one of those little card things that are going to slide out onto the screen. So we'll see how that works too. So it'll be kind of an experimental episode this time around. Right, so let's get started. I have a few things here. First, if I go down here to remote desktop, this is actually my server. This is Windows Home Server 2011. I'm actually going through the process of decommissioning this machine. What this does here is you can actually see my computer, my wife's computer, as part of the home group. This actually does nightly backups of both of our machines, and it retains daily, weekly, and monthly backups basically, so I can go back and repair files or repair the whole operating system essentially. And then every day, twice a day actually, once at night and once during the day, the server backs itself up, and you can actually see there's the server backup drive here. And it is quite large, 4 terabytes, because it's backing up the client backups as well as the server folders. As you can see, all these ones named server folder. Basically, so that's where my pictures are stored, my music, all that stuff. And this is accessible across the network as well as outside the building. Now, the reason why I'm decommissioning it is I don't really use it to its fullest potential. What I'm going to do is actually remove the large 2 terabyte drive in this machine. Put it over into my computer to replace the 1 terabyte drive, and then the 4 terabyte server drive, the backup's going to actually back up my computer just natively on its own through Windows 10. And then my wife's computer, what I'll do is on that, I'm going to replace her 250 gig drive with a 120 gigabyte SSD that I took from my old computer when I redid that recently. And I'll use a spare enclosure that I have with another hard drive, and we'll use that as a backup drive on her machine. So that'll handle that. So it's a little better having the localized things. Not only that, but my job, we actually bought a new server, and another firm actually came in and did it because there's just too many problems for myself and the other guy who also has a IT background. There's just too much for the two of us to get into. We've had a lot of issues with it over the years. So what ended up happening was they purchased a new server, and there's 2 older machines. One's running server 2003, and the other one's running server 2008, I believe, and the new one's running 16. So that's definitely a huge difference. And hardware-wise, the 8 machines leaps and bounds over the 3 machine. The 3 machines already down, and the 8 machines soon to come down now because the other machine's already up and running. But the point is eventually I may get one of those machines in my hand. So it'll be a chance to actually upgrade the server, which is just Windows Home Server running on a desktop machine essentially, with just some large hard drives in it. And I actually have another machine just like it that maybe I'll turn them into something. Who knows what I'll do with them. But with a bigger server like that I may end up getting, there's certainly going to be a lot better things we can do with that as far as managing a home network. Definitely overkill, but hey, it's a good way for me to learn how to use it. Plus, this one's not going to be running now because I was going to save for power, but although a big powerful server might actually take more power, we'll have to see how that actually ends up working. But I do keep this one running all the time just for the backup purposes, but I don't really need to have the data on separate machines. So having an actual workstation would be better in the long run. But anyway, that's enough about this. You can see I'm copying some files over. That's actually going to an external, another external 2 terabyte drive. That's just to clean off the main terabyte drive. And also, I'm not going to clone it because I don't need everything on it. So I can sort my data this way. And of course, that's also being backed up by the server backup in the time being until I manage to, do something with that. So I'll just get out of this for a minute, and I'll show you the next quick little thing. Keysight is actually giving away oscilloscopes this month. That's the whole month of March 2017. So if obviously you're watching this outside of that, you know that's going to obviously not be active anymore. But you should go check that out. I'll put a link in the description. It's easy to find. Just if you Google Keysight oscilloscope month, it comes right up. I don't have one. I've always wanted one, and of course I'm going to enter in the thing. You can do it every day for this month, and there's you can actually send a video. I have to watch. There's someone sent me a link to a video, one of my good time subscribers, and I have to rewatch the video again. But they mentioned there's a way you can actually enter this by requesting one. In a way, you have to actually send them a link to a 3-minute video of you basically begging for it. In a way, you have to kind of tell them, hey, you know, I really, really want one. Here's why. And Dave Jones and Mendy from Electro Boom are going to be 2 of the 3 judges. I don't remember who the third guy is. It's not somebody I'm familiar with. And I thought that was kind of cool. So that's definitely something I might do, actually, because why not? But I'll keep entering this. Hopefully this will be something we can win for this channel, and we'll have fun looking at. But that's really all that. The other thing is as of this video, as you can see, I'm up to 940 subscribers, which a couple weeks ago it was only 700 something. So I'm climbing pretty quickly. So those who are returning and watching this video tonight, thanks for coming back. My long-term guys, thank you for staying along. My watch time's gone way up too, which is just incredible. I'm having a blast making these videos, and I actually watched some of my older ones, and it kind of makes me laugh because I've actually grown. I can actually see how I've grown, not just editing style or anything like that, but just how I carry on speaking in the videos and everything else. I guess you could say I've come out of my shell. My goal this year by December 31st was to have 1,500 subscribers, and that was based on last year's goal, and I think I was trying to get to 100 at the end of last year. And I say based upon last year because at the beginning of the year when I set the goal, having 100 subscribers seemed like a lot to me, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, it just built up quickly, and by the end of the year I had way more than that. And then I felt like throughout the middle of the year I kept saying, well, if I can get to 500, that'd be cool. And then I kind of blew that number away. And then, well, I said, you know, going into 2017, if I can get to 1,500 by the end, that'd be really sweet. So 940 is just getting me so much quicker to that goal than I ever thought. So thanks again, guys. If you have any ideas of any kind of videos you want to see me make, you can certainly drop me a line on the channel in the messaging section and let me know. I'll definitely consider it. I know I have requests to do a how to solder video and how to use a multimeter, so I'm working on those. Those will definitely be something I'll have out for sure. There's a ton of stuff in this room, and definitely with the springtime, the nice weather coming, I can get out to the shed. There's a whole slew of stuff out there that I have put aside that I've been dying to get to. It's just you know, sometimes things take precedence over others, and I have to do those first. But we'll talk about more channel stuff later on in other videos, but the kind of meat and potatoes of this particular one is how I do my editing. And it kind of comes with ideas first, and you have to go with from there. I have everything lined up here, all the different pieces of software I use, and I know everyone has many different ways to do it, but staying organized for me is one of the first things. And I'm a huge fan of Microsoft Excel, and I have it running right here. What you're looking at is lists of every single video I've ever made and posted to this particular channel up from episode 1 on, and I've been doing this from episode 1 and on. And I set this up, you know, obviously I've revised it as time went, but this is set up where I take the share link, which is I'll show you real quick. If you go to any of my videos or any video, if you click on share, oops, sorry for that, and you click, this is the share link essentially. That shortened link is right here. That way I can have quick access to any of these videos just to show you where they are. And I also have when I published it, how long it is, that's obvious, and planned publish date. So sometimes at the bottom of the list here, which there's none now, to not give away any spoilers, but if I have any ideas, I'll put them down here as possible upcoming episodes. Right now, there's just so many, I have to sit down and actually do that, but I have a lot of teardowns I want to do. I have a microwave to take a look at, all kinds of different interesting items. So tonight, perhaps, after I'm done editing this particular video, I'll do some channel-related stuff in this regard. Just get everything set up and, you know, go from there. But I even have, there's hidden tabs over to either side here. Wherever there's a prequel or a follow-up or anything like that, they're listed in parallel to the list here. So if you had a 107 follow-up, it'd be listed over here in one of the hidden fields. I just keep these visible because that's really only the major ones I work at. This is the canon section. I guess the other stuff is technically non-canon, if you will. There are follow-ups. I mean, it follows a storyline in the episode ways, but they're not given an episode number following underneath. So that's basically, you know, the way I do this. But anyway, the point of showing you this is, besides the organization of it, when I go to put these together, the title starts here. So I name everything here from the footage. So once I come in here, let's say I'll highlight this and copy it. So when I go into the next piece of software, which is this is the editing software that came with the camera. This is what you'll use to copy everything over, and I used to use in the beginning until one of my subscribers sent me new software, which was very sweet of them. Anyway, I'll click on copy to PC, and I'll just quickly show you. I'm not going to run through it, but I'll click on this removable disk, which is the one, and there's some sample footage that I have here that I already copied over, so it's not going to let me do it now, but it'll ask me the folder name, and I'll paste that folder name into the actual folder name folder, and you can see here's the same names. So you can see the example I showed you was episode 172, and here's episode 172. So it copies over all the footage from that section, and that footage I can actually click on, and in the editing, or I should say the copying program, I can actually click the little thumbnails and copy just those ones over. So if I do multiple episodes on one memory card fill, if you will, then I can actually just select exactly the ones I want for that particular episode and put them into a separate folder and build the folders from there. Now I can probably do this with the other software that came with the came separately. This guy here. I tried doing it, but you know what? This method just seems the quickest for me because I can set the clip ups. After all, this is based on the camera itself, so it knows how the camera's formatted. It knows where to look for the pictures and all that. The other one, you know, it searches the memory card and kind of just dumps them into one folder, and it's more of a bulk upload. This is a little bit more of an easier thing for me, just for organization. But once I get them in here, I can actually import them. So once I start a new project, I'll just pull this up and I can go through the details of that here. I point this to the folder that has the media in it, and that's also where it's going to save all the data for the new project here, and you get basically this. And then I come into add media and I go to the same folder, I add everything in, as well as the logo reel, or, you know, like the case of some video like this, I have another folder I'll have to go in for the captured footage for the screen capture. And then what happens is I just drag everything down here and you get this timeline thing. Now I set this up so the picture is the smallest because I go by the audio waveform here, and you can see where my breaks in audio are, as I've been known to have. Sometimes I cut them out if they're really long, otherwise I don't, because then it doesn't sound natural to me. But anyway, when I come to little clips where I start and stop recording, I can just trim that here. Add any special effects, which I do some in the beginning, like the fading effect, or lately there's the little title on top of the actual card, which is just a static picture in the background, and I have to make them fade together with the fade in and out, so you get, you know, an effect kind of like that there. And it's pretty simple to do. I can do a little tutorial, like I said, if people are interested in this kind of thing. But if we scroll along here, you can see there's parts. This was the LED build cube where there's time lapse here, so there wasn't actually any audio recorded from the camera because of time lapse, obviously, but there was audio edited in afterwards, which was just the music choice that I picked for this video. Which, by the way, if you didn't see the descriptions, it's labeled as DJ Kano. That's actually my old name from back in the day when I actually did DJ and make music like that. So that is my stuff, if you were wondering, if you saw those other videos. But anyway, so you can see that's what that purple waveform is, and it fits in where there's basically silence above it. And that way I can also add separate waveforms, or I should say envelopes. So if I want to lower down the volume of that particular piece, I can do so. And then it basically just carries on from there, and that's the whole layout. And once I'm done, I just click Make Movie, and this will render it to whatever file choice that I decide. And I pick the folder. Usually what I do is I have a videos folder, and you can see there's the upload, and this is not all of them. After a while, I do clean them off and put them onto a separate hard drive. That's actually what the server kind of did. In fact, there was an external hard drive on that was just all the raw footage. In fact, I'll show you that folder that's here. So anything from 146 and below basically is on that other drive. And this is up to, you know, basically this episode now. And that's all going to change. It's all going to go on the one drive, which of course is, they're all backed up and everything. Now I know a lot of people compress this stuff, and you know they don't necessarily need it for other things, and it's true, I don't, but it's kind of nostalgia, you know. It's kind of like a home video thing. I don't really have anything else like that, you know. My family growing up had all the videos and the pictures and stuff, but my wife and I were really not into all that stuff, you know. I have pictures from our honeymoon, and that's pretty much it. There's some here and there if we go places, but we're pretty much we're homebodies now. We like to just hang out, so we don't really have a whole lot of stuff like that. But this is my kind of thing, so I do want to tend to retain that the way it is. So I may end up just getting a hard drive protector. They have them. It's, you know, like a safety device, if you will. You can just take the raw hard drive and put it into that and kind of store it away and not have it really worry about it. You know, maybe put it like a fireproof safe or something like that. Of course, have backups of it too still, but it's nice to have that just physically in a safe spot, just to have it backed up. And if you have to go back to the vault, you can always pull it out and get your stuff from there. Anyway, there's really not much more I wanted to add to this. I do have to go pick up that new lapel lavalier, or whatever you want to call it, Mike, and get the ball rolling back with the regular videos with the camera. But like I said, there's going to be a poll at the end of this one, so if you like this kind of format, I'll ask a question like that maybe on there. If I can do multiple questions in the other one, put that question up there. Top of my head, I don't remember what it is. I'll have to go back to the beginning of this video to put that on there, honestly. But we'll do all that, and with that, I want to thank you for watching. I'll put up some links to some other videos in the screen here, as well as a link to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And again, thanks to the ones that already are. And we'll see you next video.